So I'm loading up the tools again. I've got a 12 volt battery, granny charger with a type 1 plug, because I'm going to go and look at a Mia electric. So I've stuck some tools in my Lidl's, or what's it, Aldi bag for life. They actually make very good tool bags, because you can open them up and see what you got in there. So I've chucked a load of tools in there, very professional, no Milwaukee snap together toolboxes or snap-on boxes for me. £1 bag for life makes a very good toolbox. Anyway, diagnostic scanner, not that I don't think that's going to be much use, because I don't think I'm going to be able to scan the Mia with that, but anyway. So the Mia electric, these are very rare cars. There's only 12 or 13 on the road now in the UK. I have had one before. I got one in about where was it, about 4 years ago, and I've got a video on the channel about that. Just unlocking the charge port there, and yeah, so I've lost my train of thought, but yes, very few of them on the road. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to fix it. Initially I said no to the chap, because I just don't know enough about these cars, but then I changed my mind. I thought, well, let's go out there. It's local, it's North Oxfordshire, it's up near Chipping Norton, so about 40 minutes away from me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and see if I can get this Mia electric going again. So next I'll drop in some footage of what the Mia electric car is, because most people won't know about it, won't have heard about it. So when I had that other one in stock, I did make a video, so I'll drop a bit of video in there. And then next I'll see you on site and see again if I can make a video of this while I'm doing the job. So the Mia is a small city car. It's got a 12 kilowatt hour lithium phosphate battery pack underneath. It's 3 seats, as I said, little hatchback. It's got a glass tailgate, LED rear lights. It's all made with plastic panels with this sort of carbon fibre effect on it. Round here you've got your AC charging port. It's a 3 kilowatt AC port, charges on a standard 3-pin plug. And then you've got these sort of cute little door release buttons. You push that and slide the door open. It's almost a two-handed job. I'm struggling there to do that holding the camera. And yeah, inside we've got 3 seats. Driver sits central. The floor cuts out there to allow the driver to get in, and then inside we've got airbag, this nice dashboard design with sort of floating pods either side with all your controls on, basic heater, light adjustment, radio, manual adjusting side mirrors. Then over here we've got our forward and reverse gear selector, an eco button, a little cup holder over there, cigarette lighters on both sides to charge phones and things, and the button inside as well lights up to release the doors from the inside. So I'm at the Mia and taken the 12 volt battery out, which is behind that panel, which is now charging over there on the floor. That was at 5 volt. Got a 12 volt battery linked up to those terminals. The traction battery on this is completely flat, but all we need to do is get it charging. So if I just jump in, could you plug the granny cable in, please? So when you plug the granny cable in, which is in now, the vehicle wakes up, charging starts. That red symbol is on the dash. I don't know what that means. It's like a heater symbol. Starts charging, and then it all stops. So anyone that got any ideas what's causing that? So these Mias do have a diagnostic port down there under the steering wheel. I've tried scanning it, but vehicle's unknown, and I just can't get any communication at all to the ECUs and get any error codes. So I've drawn a blank there with scanning it. So 12 volt battery, well, we've got 12 volt to the cables there. So if I just turn it on without a charge cable connected, dash lights up. You can see the traction battery is completely flat. If I try to turn it on, it's not going to engage because there's no power in the traction battery. So it all, as you can see, it's flashing there. So it all seems to be okay at this point. Obviously it's got no power, but then when we try to plug in the power, the charge port engages, that all seems fine, but as you could see, it just stops charging after a few seconds. Trouble with these vehicles is there are only 13, I think, or 12 on the road in the UK now, and of course no one knows anything about them. Also tested every fuse here to make sure they're all good, and they are. One thing you notice when you plug in the charge cable, the lock is actuating, coming undone and actuating again. So I then thought, well, maybe it's not happy because it's not locking properly and therefore the charging sequence is being interrupted. So taken all the panelling out on the inside. So behind this side panel, taking this off, this is obviously our charge port here. There is this actuator here which is moving this lever, and this is your lock, and this was doing it twice. So it looked like it wasn't engaging the lock, and actually there was a nut and bolt on the in the corner here, and this nut and bolt was connecting the actuator here to this locking lever. So I've put that back, and now when we plug in the charge cable, if you want to do that, push the cable in. The charging sequence should be starting there, and now that lock, the locking pin locking the charge cable in, only works once now, which is correct. So we thought, great, that's fixed that, maybe it's going to start charging, but it hasn't. It does the same, the fan comes on and now charging hasn't enabled. So thought one step forward, but not enough. So there's something else stopping the charging on this vehicle. So I've left the customer, and on the way back here I've just pulled into the Redbridge Park and Ride at Oxford, where you've got the Fastned charging hub and then all the Tesla superchargers here. So I'm just going to plug in and get a charge, free charge in my case, because mine being an older Model S, you get free supercharging. Just got to plug my CCS adapter in here. That adapts the CCS to the proprietary Tesla Type 2, which then means I can use these newer superchargers which are CCS only. So here today the Tesla chargers are quiet. There are only two, well, one other including me, charging. I think there's 12 chargers here in total. I'm on the end one there, and then on the other side we've got the Wayne AC charging. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vehicles charging there, and then I think there was 2 right over the side there on the Fastned rapid chargers there. But yeah, it's the busiest I've seen it here, apart from the Tesla side. This is quite quiet. So I've just had to move because that end one wasn't working. So it's unusual for Tesla because normally they're very reliable. So there's 12 chargers here, but the car's only saying 9 are free. We've only got one car here. So I'm going to have to try this one here. I've moved along a few bays to see whether that works now. Yeah, that's supercharging now, so that's fine. But that's most unusual for Tesla because their chargers are normally 100% reliable. It's amazing today. It's 22 degrees outside and it's Easter Saturday. It's such a lovely day. So for the first time this year, I'm going to open my sunroof. So unfortunately I've had to leave the customer and their mirror is still not working. I really thought it was a 12-volt battery, and in their case the battery was only measuring 5 volts, so that was clearly the first issue. But using another 12-volt battery with my jump leads, that was no better. Then realised that there was this issue with the lock on the charge port and fixed that, and really thought that was then the issue, and that didn't help either. So I've left him with his 12-volt battery on charge, and I've left my battery charger with him, because even though I was trying to charge that battery, it wasn't still charged up enough and good enough to put back in the vehicle. So I've lent him my charger, and he can continue charging that battery overnight. I have my suspicions though that my jump leads I was using, the crocodile clips, are huge, and that wasn't making a very good contact. I had to keep wiggling them, and the pins, the little screw stud and the positive terminal just are very small on that car, and I think my jump leads were just too big. So I've got a little bit of a suspicion that when he puts his battery back in and screws up the terminals nice and tight, then it might work, but I might be clutching at straws there. So we do have another suspicion that when he bought this vehicle privately, the chap who owned it had another one. He's got two of these, and he told the current owner now that if you ever let it go flat, it needs a reset. We've since contacted him today, and he didn't know what this reset was. It was just some information he passed over. So does anyone know what the reset is? Because obviously I don't. So I thought if we need to do a reset, disconnecting the 12-volt battery might do it. Maybe you don't need to do a reset, who knows. But anyway, to me everything looks fine, and obviously as you saw when you plug the charger in, the charge port now locks, the fan comes on, the dash all looks quite happy, and it's starting to charge, but after 3 seconds it stops. So do we need a reset? Does anyone know? If you do you know what that reset is? If you can shed any light onto this, please write in the comments below, because at the moment a little bit stumped, but I'm really hoping that when he puts the 12-volt battery back in and that's fully charged, then it will charge and start working. But anyway, if you can shed any light, then please do in the comments below. So for now, that's it. I didn't think I'll be making another sort of repair call out type video so quick, because I posted the one yesterday about the Renault Zoe, and a lot of people commented that they like this sort of video, and I didn't realise a couple of days later I'll be doing a similar sort of job. So anyway, if you've liked this video, as always, please do hit the thumbs up button. As always, really does help. My channel gets very small viewing numbers, so any interaction, liking or disliking or commenting, and most importantly subscribing if you're not, then all helps to get the channel noticed a bit. So that's it. See you on the next video.